Here's the Yankees and the Blue Jays. We've totally a couple series. Some of these last series, I have not been great. This one we've zeroed in and hit just right every time. Yankees and under. Is that what's going to happen today with Weaver and Bassett? Now it's a little bit different pitching matchup, certainly than the last couple of games. So I don't know if it's going to necessarily be Yankees and under here, and that's the crazy thing about it, right? Because if anything, we talk about the teams that are in coast mode. The Blue Jays are should not be at this point. They've lost the last two to the Yanks. They have just a half a game lead over Houston. Seattle is 1.5 back. Toronto is in the best position of the three teams battling, but uncomfortable to lose the games at home here against a Yankees team that, used the motivation of trying to finish at 500. And now can they do it for one more game and say, let's finish over 500? I said, and we backed him, and I said, you know what? Get Weaver back in New York. That sounds like a good idea. Not some of the things they were going with this year. Look, I'm not saying that Weaver's even any, but you know what? 2 games and 2 good starts so far for the Yankees for Weaver. They won both those games. I imagine he'll go out there and have another pretty decent game here if Toronto all of a sudden is starting to, feel pressure offensively again like they have a lot of times this season. It's been a great season, for Toronto. But why do they have these struggles at home? And that bothers me. So maybe the Yankees can get the Yankees are worth the price here, but Bassett, he's back to being Bassett again. They're going to need Bassett. If they're going to get in the postseason, they'll need Bassett to have. Hopefully, the pitches will be working. Gosh, I mean, sometimes when they're not, it's bad, but 2.57 ERA in his last 5 starts. This has been good, and at home he's been good. So maybe the Blue Jays can win this one. It's a terrible price. Who wants to lay this right now with the Blue Jays the way they're going? And the Yankees actually have shown some life in this series. It's too bad the Yankees are eliminated. Right, of course they're showing life. I'm on the under here in this one. If it was all baseball today, I'd probably go premium here with an under in this game. Even, you would think of Weaver, Weaver. But in New York, I think he's one of those guys, like put the pinstripes on, whatever. I don't care what time of year it is. He'll come out with a good effort here today, I think, Weaver. And, of course, Bassett. He's feeling the pressure, and he's performed well in these few starts. So I think he'll perform well again today. I'll go under on the show here. What is the total? 8.5 still? 8.5 at even. 8.5 at a pickup. So, comments on the game between the Yankees here and the Blue Jays. Thomas is going to be on the Blue Jays. Thomas talking about sending audio, right? Sometimes you send the text to the special someone and it has a mistake. You just leave it there, right? Like, I'm just, so it doesn't quite make sense. And probably the wrong way to play it in a relationship. Probably why that all my relationships are just text relationships. Here's Darren says take under in the Blue Jays, and Ray says, how about a Nerfy in this one, Ramon? Well, Weaver, I'm just going to measure him here. Yankees, they score a run in the first inning in about the average, 25% of the time. Bassett has allowed a run in the first inning in 9 of 32 games. And Weaver allowed one run in the first 2 games. I didn't take any notes beyond that, I'm afraid, on that one, Ray. I would say that, if you break down statistics as the card increases over these other sports, I want to come in here and make it look like I've got everything going, but some of it gets a little bit, especially for someone who does a lot of handicapping by hand. Yeah, I have a printout that I use, an algorithm and ratings, but also do a lot of old school work. I'm a little bit old school, so it didn't quite. And I don't bet the Yerfy and Nerfy. It's got to be like overwhelming stats that come out of the computer. Like I said, that 0 for 11 was interesting. Oh my God, Thomas loves the under. I don't want to be dump trucking in a late September baseball game, but let's. I'm going to play the under here. Like I said, it would be probably a premium if this was a baseball card that I'm probably only going to get you know 3 premiums out of because of the late season nature and a 11 game card. This would have been one of them, but not going to necessarily water it down because of the football. So I'm taking under here. Pretty strong play for a late season baseball game. Let's just call it. Feel pretty good.